Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Beanie and welcome back to another video. And today we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. A lot of people have asked me to talk about my team and where I plan on taking my team in the future and stuff like that. So I decided to do an episode on that. And guys, my team, I've been reluctant all year to call my team quote unquote God Squad, but I think at this point I can start to call it a God Squad because it is starting to look freaking amazing. And there are only a couple of issues with it that I kind of want to get ironed out, but beyond that, I am very, very happy with my team, and I think most of the people on my team are going to be there for the long haul. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about on Beanie's God Squad, that's what I'm calling it now, Beanie's God Squad, is pitching. And pitching right now, I'm very, very happy with. The only, my top four guys, Vida Blue, Luis Tiant, Felix Hernandez, and Nolan Ryan, I could see them being there almost all year. Now, I'm not saying that there's not going to be, like, an insane guy that comes out that I want to replace one of these guys with. That could totally happen, but right now, these guys have been amazing for me, and I don't see getting rid of them anytime soon. Now, my Noah Syndergaard, I love Noah Syndergaard, and I think that he is an incredible pitcher in this game, but if anybody does get replaced with the next big pitcher that comes out, it's going to be Noah. He's going to be the guy that has to go. And I hate that because I really do love this Noah Syndergaard, but, you know, you have to get rid of somebody somewhere, and he, unfortunately, is going to be the guy to go. So the next time that they come out with, you know, like a big-time 97 overall sinker baller that has great pronouns, throws pretty hard, has good break, I'm going to do everything I can to acquire that card, and Noah Syndergaard is probably going to be the guy to go. But beyond that, I'm extremely happy with my rotation. Now, my bullpen, on the other hand, I am not that happy with. I feel very good about my left-handed relievers. You know, I have Felipe Rivero in there, and, you know, you may say, well, you might want to replace that guy, but honestly, he has been money for me, and so has the Doolittle, and obviously so has the Chapman. So I'm really happy with my left-handed relievers. Now, my right-handed relievers are a bit of a different story. I really like Roberto Osuna, and I like Houston Street, Coda Glover, and Jason Grilli, but I really think that I could use some upgrades on that front, and the guy that I would really be looking to upgrade from is Jason Grilli, and I think I want to do that in this episode. So we're going to go and we're going to buy a guy, and I've been eyeballing this guy. Right now I just sold something, so about 309,000 stubs. I have plenty to spend comfortably. So I was debating between Fernando Rodney and Jonathan Broxton. I'll probably end up buying both of them before it's all over, but for today we're only going to buy one of them, and I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and buy this Jonathan Broxton card. He is an absolute stud, and he automatically becomes my #1 reliever. My #1 right-handed reliever, that is. I'm going to put him on the team, and he is going to be my setup guy for Aroldis Chapman, especially whenever I'm facing righties and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace Jason Grilli. We're going to toss Jonathan Broxton in there, move Roberto Osuna down. I might move him into a middle relief role. And I'm really, really happy. I'm not really, really happy with my bullpen right now. I still kind of want to replace maybe Coda Glover with that Fernando Rodney card. But once I do that, I'll be fairly comfortable with my bullpen. You know, I may change a few things, a few minor things like in the future and stuff. The Gagne, whenever he comes out, will probably replace Houston Street. But for the time being, I'm pretty happy with where my bullpen is. Okay, now my lineup could see some significant changes in the future. Let's start out. I don't want to start out with catcher because I kind of want to talk a long time about catcher. Let's start out with my outfield. Right now, my starting outfield is Jacoby Ellsbury, Andre Dawson, and Ken Griffey Jr. Obviously, I honestly believe that Ken and Andre will be with me the entire year. I think Jacoby has a really good shot to stick with me all year. I'm a big fan of this Jacoby Ellsbury card. He is a great hitter with good speed and a very good fielder. I know a lot of people have a problem with his arm. I really don't, especially playing him in left field. I don't have an issue with it. So, I could see this outfield sticking with me for a long time. The only guy that I may replace is the Jacoby Ellsbury, but it's going to be a while before I do that. And then on my bench, I have 3 outfielders. I have the Lou Brock for some speed, maybe some pinch hit stuff. Curtis Granderson, I have him on there. He's a guy that I could maybe look to replace a little bit later on. And then I have Matt Holliday just as like maybe a platoon for the Ellsbury if I really need it, if I get in a spot where I need a good right-handed bat or something like that. So that's my outfield right now, and I'm pretty comfortable with it. The Granderson could go sometime soon and get replaced with somebody else like on the bench or whatever. I'd really love to have a switch hitting outfielder that had a big bat, maybe a little speed or something. I don't know when that's going to come along, but if it does, that's probably who would replace Curtis Granderson. But now let's move on to the infield. At shortstop, we have the Hanley on the bench, and then we're starting the 99 Cal Ripken Jr. And I really like Cal Ripken Jr., but he hasn't played as good as I thought he was going to for me. I still think he is an elite shortstop. He's right there with the Ernie Banks for the best shortstop in the game. But if I see them come out with a shortstop that hits better, has comparable defense and maybe a little bit of speed on top of that, I'm going to jump on that guy, because right now my team is so good that I'm really starting to look for those 5-tool players that can do everything pretty well. And Cal Ripken can do everything well, except he doesn't run that hard. He doesn't run that fast. And, really he doesn't hit righties incredibly. I mean, 92-83 is elite, but whenever you have a God squad like this, any improvement is pretty significant. So if I found a guy that was 92-92 versus righties and crushed lefties and had good vision, and then maybe he had like 80 speed or something like that, that's when I would start to consider replacing Cal Ripken. So that's an area that I could definitely look to improve. At third base, right now I'm playing my created player at third base. I really want to move him to second. And the reason is that I'm very close. Once they come out with a new program, I'm going to be getting the Chipper Jones. I'm not getting Pepe Alizar. I'm going to go for the 99 Chipper Jones. I'm just not a big fan of the Pepe. So I'm going to get the 99 Chipper Jones to stick at third base. And then I plan on moving my creative player to second base. Obviously I have this 99 Miguel Cabrera and this 99 David Wright or whatever. But I really would like Chipper Jones as another switch hitter to put in my lineup. I think that would be really beneficial to me. And I think it would also be beneficial to have my creative player at second base. But, we'll talk about that in just a second. Let's talk about that now. Right now, at second base, I have the 97 Ian Kinsler, and I have the 99 Ryan Sandberg. And right now, I'm starting the Ryan Sandberg over the Ian Kinsler just because he hits righties better and he plays a little bit better defense. But as soon as I get that Chipper Jones, the Jumbo McCracken is moving to second base. It's like almost a done deal. So that, in my opinion, that will be a significant improvement to my team, because I like my creative player in Chipper Jones way more than I like my creative player in Ryan Sandberg. It gives me an extra switch hitter. It gives me great defense. I don't know. I like it a lot better. And then at first base, right now I'm playing the Miguel Cabrera at first base. And it's just basically because his defense at third just really isn't up to snuff. And he's a great hitter. Typically I like having a left-handed bat at first base. So if I find a guy that hits as well as this 99 Miggy, which is going to be hard because he's one of the best hitters in the game, but is left-handed or a switch hitter, maybe I don't know, Mark Teixeira, I don't know if they're not going to have him this year, but just a really good switch hitting first baseman or a left-handed first baseman that hits as well as the Miggy, I would jump on that opportunity and I would look to replace Miggy and then move Miggy to the bench to give me a fantastic bench bat. But right now I'm I'm really happy with the Miggy at first base, and it could be a while before he moves. Now, let's move on to catcher, which is the biggest issue for me. Right now, I'm playing the 94 Victor Martinez. I really like the Victor Martinez, and he does give me another switch hitter in my lineup, and a very good switch hitter at that. The one problem, or the two problems with him, is one, he has an auto shift on him against right-handed pitching, so that can be that's definitely an issue to deal with. It's very difficult to get extra base hits with this guy, especially with his low speed, and a lot of those hits get robbed anyway because of the shift. And his defense just, you know, I don't think catcher defense is that important, and his defense hasn't hurt me a ton. But it would be nice to have a guy with, like, you know, a big arm and, you know, maybe good blocking, if blocking means anything at all. It would be nice to you know, have that behind the plate. Now, a lot of people may be asking me why I'm not trying to go after the 99 Yadier Molina, who is, you know, who was just released. I mean, he's a great hitter. He has great defense and all that jazz. Basically, the reason I'm not is just because he's just flat out too expensive for me at this point. Maybe if he comes down in price, you know, to below 100,000 or something like that, I may consider buying him. But right now, he's just too darn expensive, and I'm really saving my money. Catcher is somewhere that I'm definitely looking to improve, but I'm really trying to pinch my pennies for when they come out with the 99 overall Joe Mauer, or, you know, whatever version of Joe Mauer they try to come out with this year. I just want a better hitting catcher. I want a guy who can absolutely mash from the catcher position, because that is so insanely valuable, and typically they only have one or two of those a year. And this Yadier Molina, you know, he kind of passes that bill, but he kind of reminds me of this Buster Posey, and the fact that, you know, he hits righties okay, but he doesn't have a lot of power against them, and then he demolishes left-handed pitching. You know, Yadier's defense is better, sure, but, I mean, you know, like I said, I'm not really big into catcher defense in the first place, and I think this Yadier is just way overpriced at the moment. He's going to have to significantly come down for me to consider buying him. So yeah, that is what I'm looking at when it comes to improving my team. Where I'm looking, you know, I would really like to start looking for 5-tool guys, you know, because I have a lot of, like, this Andre Dawson, my creative player, this Ellsbury, like, I have a lot of the Ken Griffey, obviously. A lot of guys who kind of fit that 5-tool bill, but I think there are a lot of positions where I could find those 5-tool guys, you know, second base, shortstop, probably not first base or catcher. But if I can find those guys, it makes the entirety of my team better. It extends my lineup. It gives me some speed that I can extend down my lineup and not have to sacrifice power for it. So that's really where I'm looking to improve my team in the future. Guys, let me know in the comments where you think I should improve. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share this with a friend, and I would really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed my all-time Dodgers video from earlier. That was really fun to make. I believe tomorrow we're doing either the Diamondbacks or the Rockies, so that should be pretty fun. And I am trying, if you want to see this God Squad in action, I'm planning on possibly streaming tonight, so if that's something that you'd be interested in checking out, look at my Twitter, and if I am going to be streaming, I will let you guys know about 30 minutes beforehand, before that stream starts. You can follow me on Twitter at USMBaseball1. And yeah, I will see you guys later on. Peace!